no, it's this time of the month again. The monthly roundup of knitting patterns time of the month. Now I'm sorry if the sound of this video is gonna be worse than usual because I can't seem to make my microphone work correctly today. So I'm sorry in advance, but we're here for the patterns, right? So, hi! My name is Nadya. I'm the face behind Lemony channel where we discuss all things knitting every Thursday. This month, August 2026, designers have been as productive as ever, so we have a lot of patterns to go through, even more than last time actually. And I will tell you everything about the patterns I liked, that are size inclusive, fun, and I would knit. As usual, I will be focusing on small designers, but this time we will have two big designers on my list for the sole reason that I will explain later. So without further ado, grab your beverage of your choice and let's dive right into it. I might be a little bit too active today because I have too much coffee. I'm sure someone will be able to relate to that. Now, this time around, we don't have any butt stuff, so there are no pants or skirts on my list. So we are diving right into the short-sleeved portion of the patterns. With first pattern on my list being the Plume Top and Dress by Maya Deglon or Maya Tinks. Plume Top and Dress is a halter style top and dress with vertical lace details that kind of seem to be reminiscent of feathers. So you have diagonal shaped lines in between lace vertical stripes. I'm actually very intrigued with the construction of this pattern because it looks absolutely stunning. And the detail I like the most is the I-cord bind off that kinda linked everything together just beautifully. Made in fingering weight yarn, the yarn suggestion from the designer is knitting for olive pure silk, but I kind of feel like any lightweight summer yarn would work perfectly for this top. With 10 sizes ranging from 75 centimeters to 165 centimeters or 30 inches to 66 inches and having optional bustards inside the pattern. This pattern sounds like a gorgeous project for anybody, especially with the A-line silhouette it creates. One thing to note is that sizes 9 and 10 has not been tested because designer couldn't find the testers for it. So if you contact her directly, she will send you the pattern for free for you to test it out. Now, my only concern with this top is that it is definitely not bra friendly, at least not your basic general bra. You know what I mean? So if you need extra support for your boobas, I think you will have to invest into something with maybe like halter line straps. Something like this. But I saw that a lot of testers got away with wearing even sports bras underneath. So I guess depends on how you knit it. With 44 projects already on Ravelry, you can have a great look at different bodies and different yarns people used for it. Some were even more creative than others, using some really cool variegated yarns that look absolutely stunning in this diagonal-like motif. My favorite out of the testers projects, though, is this one, because oh my god, this is stunning. Just hands down, queen, oh my god. And as I mentioned, it's also a dress pattern because Maya made a modification to make the top basically longer and shaping for the dress part, so you can wear it as a mid-length dress as well. Super cute, very summer-like, so I guess the only people that will be able to wear this top and dress anytime soon from Southern Hemisphere. Good luck, guys, make us proud. Next top on our list is Artemis Top by Filfils. It is a cowl neck top made in sport weight yarn. To be more precise, the sample designer had was in der Home Natura Antigone. Let's switch back to my Russian accent version, Antigone. And this one is one of those made to measure patterns that are getting popular nowadays, and I'm really happy about it. So you basically have a calculator where you enter your own measurements, your own gauge, and it will help you change the pattern to be exactly what you need for your body. The other fun thing about this pattern is that it both has bottom-up option and top-down option. I wish more designers do that, but I understand how hard it would be to rewrite everything. So just like props to this designer. I really like the fit of that top. It looks super elegant, super feminine. The only worry I have about it is that while there are 16 projects on Ravelry, there are no plus size testers who share their projects. So we can't really see the pattern on a plus size body yet. So maybe I would wait until either testers upload their photos or someone takes the risk and tries to knit it with a bigger boobage, for example, because I can see how it might be a bit iffy looking if you have like a really big difference between your full bust circumference and your under bust circumference. Well, we won't know until somebody actually shares this info with us. Next on the list is Thalia top pearled by Ray or Megan Houghton. This top is a reversible top made with lace and a boat neck. It is perfect both for summer and for layering in autumn. The keyhole on the top is optional, and there are multiple modifications listed in the pattern, such as fit adjustments, length adjustments, and even using different yarn weights. So while the pattern recommends using fingering weight yarn and Sanasgan Mandarin Petite in this case, you can actually kind of get away with other types of yarns. With bust circumference going from 65 centimeters to 166.5 centimeters, or 25.5 inches to 65.5 inches. This is a very close to body type of top with a very insignificant positive ease allowance from no ease to 4 centimeters. Now, while there are only 11 projects on Ravelry, I know that if you go on Instagram and look for Thalia top by the hashtag of Thalia top, you will actually find a lot of testers projects, because I have been seeing them left and right, and even before the pattern was released, so you can definitely have a better look on how it's gonna look on a body similar to yours. So I wouldn't worry too much about how it's gonna fit if you have different proportions from the designer. Now that we have like a big lace portion, let's switch to some color work for a moment with the Anti-Tank by Leafhopper Knits. That is a really fun tank top that is supposed to be snugging your body with high armholes, which I love for a tank because then your bra won't stick out. But there are also notes on how to change the armhole size in order for you to be able, for example, to layer this thing on top of a blouse or something. And I can definitely see it as a layering piece as well, mostly because it's made in DK weight yarn, which kind of sounds thick if you think about something you wear close to your body, So either you use a summer fiber and make it a tank, or you go, for example, for 100% wool and make an actual tank/vest you can layer on top of something. With sizes going from 29.5 inches to 66 inches or 75 centimeters to 167.5 centimeters, it looks like a perfect, quick and fun color work project. And judging by the 20 projects on Ravelry, it is also a great fit for different body shapes, and you can definitely get away with using some variegated yarns for the color work as well. Now, continuing on the color work trend, let's go to the Skagit West by Sarah Pope. Enough color work, going straight back to the lace. We have Muchinka Top by Clara Pushin. Made in the yarn that I never know how to categorize, because on some websites it's DK, on some websites it's sport weight. I have no idea. Rosaria's 4 principle reel is something I do not understand. But nevertheless, it makes it a lightweight summer top. It features both lacy and ribbed texture. The original is made as a crop version, but also has information how to make it longer. Kind of feel like you just need longer, but I don't know how it is in the pattern. Surprisingly, I don't buy all the patterns I talk about in the pattern roundups. I'm sorry. I'm too broke for that. It is supposed to be worn with negative ease for the first time, and now round up today, and negative ease is supposed to be 2 to 8 centimeters. So even though when you see the measurements here, you might think that they are not size inclusive, this is actually already including the negative ease. So basically your body size is supposed to be like around 80 centimeters more than what is listed in this section here. I must say I absolutely love this piece, and I kind of feel like it is a contestant to Wildflower Top by Ronja Collector that got viral this summer. This looks very similar, but at the same time different, so I kind of feel like if you didn't like the Ronja's top, maybe you will love this one more. And the 9 projects on Ravelry at the point of my recording this video showcase different bodies, so also not a problem to see different types of fits of this top on bodies. Now we get into the first big designer on the list, because Rebecca Clow or Crea Bear just released loose vest that I was obsessing over for the last few months, because you know me, as I said before, there's only one pointel top I was waiting for. This was this one. I know it's been the pointel summer in the knitting community, but I can say I am very big on pointel. I realize how stupid that sounds while I'm wearing a pointel t-shirt, but that was my first ever summer knit. I didn't know better. I don't really have anything against pointel. It's just like the tops and cardigans that were coming out for the last few months were not exactly something I can see fitting my body. Some of them are too boxy, some of them don't have any shaping, some of them were just weird, like with small armholes. Obviously you can adapt everything to your body, but why would I buy a pattern to adapt it to my body? And if we know one thing about Crea Bear, all of her patterns are very thought through in the fit department and modifications department. So I've been waiting for this pattern. I also applied to test knit this pattern, and I didn't get in the test knit, unfortunately. Or that was what I thought. A few weeks ago, I found out that apparently I was chosen for the test knit, but apparently the email about test knit acceptance got into the freaking spam folder on my Gmail. I was devastated because I really want to work with Rebecca one day, because I think she is just like, I don't have enough good words to express how thankful I am that there are designers who are actually putting that much thought into the creating the patterns and making them so universal that you buy one pattern and you get like 4 or 5 patterns in one. Also in different yarn weights sometimes. She's the absolute goddess, and trust me, I was devastated. But I'm still definitely very excited about the loose, and I really want to make it. I already got the pattern, and I'm planning to actually make a project vlog about this vest, because I want to test the yarn I've been talking to you about a few months ago, the new yarn from Vilcalana called Meshdale, which is a mix between Wesham wool and Corriedale. So I really want to see how it works up and maybe share like a one yarn review in this video. So tell me if you're gonna be interested in seeing something like this. But going back to the loose, it's made in DK weight yarn. It's a top-down vest with pointel lace, and the reason I'm obsessing so much about it is that Rebecca made a V-neck version. None of the pointel tops I saw before had V-neck, and I'm so grateful because I'm not exactly a crew neck girly. Like, most of the crew neck things I have are just because I like the patterns and didn't have a choice and didn't want to make adjustments to change it into the V-neck, Like, kind of, I'm too lazy for that. Rebecca finally gave us what I craved. So yes, the pattern has both the round neck version and V-neck, and also has option for long sleeve and short sleeve, so you can make kind of like a full cardigan out of it. Now, the amount of projects on Ravelry is gonna maybe surprise you a little bit. It's 122. I know, insane. There are so many projects there, and you can definitely see it multiple bodies, and I'm obsessed with some of the looses there, so it's definitely on my queue. Now let's quickly dip back into the color work. We have Blossoming Vest by Sarah L. Kelly. Made in fingering weight yarn, it's a colorwork, classic colorwork vest. It's a proper Fair Isle, or at least it seems so from the pictures. And as usually with Fair Isle something, it requires sticking. So maybe if you wanted to try sticking this year, this might be the pattern you would go for. The only thing stopping personally me from going for this pattern is that it requires a lot of colors for the version that designer made, so I don't have that much yarn in different colors to make it look pretty, and I don't think it's gonna look as cute if I like lessen the amount of colors, But if you have a lot of leftover yarns, it might be a very nice project for you. There are 14 projects on Ravelry, and they are very different body types approved by me. And I really like some of the color combinations that the testers used. There are some gorgeous purple and red combinations. Absolutely stunning. The next pattern I have for you is called Solstice Saddle by Taude Knits. Let's hope that was correct. It's a traditional saddle shoulder t-shirt made in DK weight yarn, or technically 2 lace yarns held together, so it's not exactly DK. It's basically Suri alpaca lace held double, so not exactly DK, but I guess depends on what you're trying to achieve. You have cables here, you have texture, you have a very nice fit. There are 2 options for the collar listed in the pattern, and also 2 lengths of the sleeve. and also 2 links of the sleeves. And the finished bust measurement goes from 32 inches to 72 inches and 81 centimeters to 183 centimeters. There are 23 projects on Ravelry that look absolutely stunning, soft, cuddly, and so cozy. And it's one of the patterns where variegated yarns can kind of work into the whole cable situation without outshining it, and hiding it away. If I were you, I would investigate the Tessa's projects. There are some fun ones there. Oh, and also, since it's a small designer, the biggest sizes have not been tested, but you can contact the designer and they will send you the free pattern for your feedback, basically. Now, I'm very sad to say that I have another big designer on my list, but it is a very important time for me to share this designer, because if you've been to my channel before, you know that I have been quite snarky about Caitlin Hunter's patterns, because usually I do not like it when designers grade their patterns the way that the bigger your body is, the bigger the yoke is gonna be, and at some point the yoke of her patterns, especially the round yoke patterns, was like making the bat wings, I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I have been snarky in the past and I'm not proud of that. But Caitlin Hunter has actually redeemed herself in my eyes with the new bellwether pattern she made for the Sacred Sheep Festival this year. I saw a lot of pictures of plus-sized girlies wearing these, and I can totally say that finally the yoke depth is actually correct, so it doesn't look like they are wearing potato sacks, which is amazing. It's a top-down t-shirt with like bell sleeves, and the thing I love absolutely the most about this t-shirt is that it has my favorite type of sheep, the Valais black-nosed sheep. They are so adorable. I just can't. I think this is a perfect pattern for this, interseasonal time when it's too hot to wear like proper sweaters, but too cold to not wear something with at least like 3/4 sleeve. It looks cute. You can use some hand-dyed variegated yarns for the sheep. I can see like some colors were working very nice for the contrast and for details on the sheep. Oh, I also think that it might be a perfect pattern to use your hand spun yarns, because the whole shaping looks like it's gonna be basically the imperfections of the yarn can work to make this pattern look even cuter instead of disrupting it. So I would definitely think about using, like, for example, some of your light colored hand spans for the sheep motif. Now the sizing is good, the yarn size is DK weight, and there are 42 projects on Ravelry. All of them are hella cute, and I can't wait to make this one for myself, probably for next year, to go to some festivals. 2 more short-sleeved projects on our list. One is Classic Lace Tee by K. Hopkins. It is a very simple basic pattern with some lace on the v-neck. I mostly saved it to my list of favorite patterns of this month because that is some very cute lace and a technique that you might want to learn to lift your v-necks to another level. So the shaping itself is nothing like groundbreaking. It's a basic v-neck pullover. Sizes range from 34.5 inches to 66.5 inches or 87.5 centimeters to 169 centimeters, and is supposed to be worn with 7.5 centimeter ease. There are 10 projects on Ravelry, and I really liked one Tessa's photo. The test has bigger boobage area, and the v-neck is just like fitting perfectly, accentuating everything you would want to accentuate in this region. So cute. And the last short sleeve short on our list is Parakeet by Anna Hansen. This one is made in light fingering weight yarn, and it kind of combines the very basic polo neck top with some fun lace on the sleeves, so it's kind of both very basic but also with an interesting twist. By the way, the collar thing is optional. There's also just a v-neck option in the pattern as well. Sizes go from 29 inches to 71.25 inches or 73.5 centimeters to 181 centimeters. Unfortunately, there are only 3 projects on Ravelry and only one of them actually has photos. So I would probably wait until more projects appear, but I definitely think this is a pattern that is worth to take a look on. Now diving into the long sleeve patterns that came out in August. The first one on the list is On My Hyacinth Blouse by Stina Jorgensen. First of all, judging by the picture, you might think it's a two-colored blouse, while no, it's just a lacy blouse that is on top of a very bright orange dress. Which also gave me an idea that why the hell am I not wearing lace like this? Because that is actually genius. It looks like color work, but it's not color work. Am I the only one who never thought about it? Probably, but just like, that's so cool. Now, the main reason this pattern is on my list, other than it being cute and lacy mohair blouse, is that it is from a Danish designer. You might have noticed some size inclusivity talks in the community for the last few weeks on TikTok and Instagram, and actually on YouTube as well. I must say that I don't really support the way the conversation is being held, because hear me out. The situation with the new designer who came out with the harlequin coat and the test call, if you don't know the drama, it is a completely new designer. It's her first pattern, and she announced the test call that was only going up to XL size. So the conversation was started about it not being cool to not have size inclusivity in your pattern, even if it's your first pattern, because you are also mostly losing money on a very big size of your audience not being able to get your pattern. And there has been a lot of back and forth with the designer and with the community, but the thing I really don't like about the conversation is that there is a difference between voicing your opinion and giving advice and bullying and being mean to someone. There is a line between giving a suggestion and saying somebody is an awful person just because they did something that you do not approve of. I kind of feel like this whole situation was handled more in a craft snark way, where there's like a fine line between snark and bullying, and it's usually lost like 10 minutes after the post goes live. This was the same thing, and the more people were being mean in the comments, mean, I'm talking about mean, not about voicing their opinion that size inclusivity should be in the pattern, even if you are a small designer. But this also kind of made the video go viral, which means a lot of fat folks came and ruined the whole discussion, as always, because apparently now it's the fault of fat people that they are fat. That's the internet for you. But yeah, my opinion on this matter is that, first of all, starting conversations is great, but you need to conversate instead of attacking someone, if you know what I mean. And second of all, if we are, as a community, starting to fight against designers who are not making their pattern size inclusive and do not make us feel welcome in the craft, why exactly are we starting with someone who is making their first pattern and not with the whole Scandinavian girlies squad who make like patterns up to size L? So in 1 week, we had other loops release the pattern that has 4 sizes, and then a new designer releasing a test knit for a coat that they also said they were planning to run the second test knit for bigger sizes. I kind of feel like we're filling up the conversation in not the right enemy, you know? Well, not enemy. It's just like there are many designers that deserve much more criticism than they get, and two things can be true at the same time. Like, it is not even wise from you to not include bigger sizes in your first pattern, but also at the same time, can we also focus on decrowning some designers that literally don't do the bare minimum when grading? All of this to say that this designer, Stina Jorgensen, is Danish, which is usually the synonym to having like 3-4 sizes in the smaller region, but she actually did grade the blouse to be size inclusive. So I just wanted to say that it is possible to be from Scandinavia and to actually care about the audience that might want to knit the patterns you make. So Props to her. Now, the pattern is listed as an Aran weight pattern, but it is actually 2 laces held together. And before we saw a pattern with 2 laces equaling DK, now it's Aran apparently, which also means that Ravelry is just a joke when you try to kind of search through the patterns judging by the weight. Always look for the gauge, not for the weight of the yarn. Now, there are officially 5 projects on Ravelry, but only one of them is actually finished. Others are just like swatches that people made, so I don't think there are any testers photos. So I wouldn't jump on the train and immediately go and buy this pattern, but definitely keep an eye out for some photos and maybe get it later. Now this one is exciting. I really like this design. Can we all appreciate it? It's called the Gibson Sweater by Logan Snook, and I'm sorry, there is a very fat pigeon sitting on my balcony. I really hope you won't hear the hoo 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 hoo, because it's gonna start. This is the sound I live with. Gibson sweater. Now, if we're talking about unique, this is unique. The inspiration came from a Edwardian era, and you can definitely see that. Now, what you might not notice from the photos is that it actually is knit from side to side. So from the cuff of the armhole to the other hand. And then the ribbing is added to the body. It has been graded for sizes to be from 28 inches to 64 inches or 71 centimeters to 162.5 centimeters and is made in DK weight yarn. And if you ask me, it is one of the most unique things we have seen in the past few months, because both this shaping is amazing. It will fit so many different shapes, because like this kind of shaping is gonna work great no matter what your shoulder width is, and also no matter how full your bust is. So it just looks flattering on everybody, and testers projects are kind of the proof of it, so definitely check them out. I reached out to a few testers asking to use their pictures, but unfortunately no one answered me, so I can't show you the testers pictures, but some of them are just absolutely stunning. So this one is definitely gonna be on my queue for spring season, I think. It looks like a spring pattern to me. And since we're talking about spring-ish patterns, let's talk about Wisteria Sweater by Fioricini Knits. I don't know how Beatrice is doing it. How many these pattern roundups did I have this year? This is the 4th one, I think, right? And in every single pattern roundup, there is either 1 or 2 pattern by Beatrice. She's a designing machine. I'm obsessed with this woman, okay? I am absolutely obsessed. Hardworking and with nice personality. What more can you wish for in a person? Oh my god. So Wisteria is a European drop shoulder sweater blouse. Well, more like blouse, I think. You have picot edge, you have a gorgeous bell sleeves, and you finish off the blouse with gorgeous flower embroidery on the sleeves. So the embroidery is kind of like the killer feature of this pattern. And I am very surprised to see that a lot of testers did the same as Beatrice, so used the same color for embroidery as they used for the body, but some of them did exactly what I thought would be genius and used contrast color for this embroidery. And this looks so damn cute. Now, there are 7 projects on Ravelry, but if you look for Wisteria Sweater on Instagram, there are many more pictures. I've been seeing them for a long time as well. I swear at one point you will just see Fioricini Knits posters on the walls behind me, because I'm definitely in the fan club and I'm not ashamed. I am a normal 32-year-old woman who is obsessed by a young designer's fashionable patterns that probably don't suit my age at all, but who the hell cares? And speaking about not exactly my age-related patterns is the Moose Raglan by Kate Gray Designs. Now I'm very happy that I can finally feature Kate here, because this is one of the first patterns where it is actually size-inclusive pattern from Kate, because she added additional sizes to her pattern. But the size 9, the biggest size, has not been tested, so the usual contact Kate, so you will get the pattern for free and you can test it out for her. It's a baggy raglan sweater with color work on the bottom and on the sleeves and also on the collar. She had a moose sweater before, which was a drop shoulder sweater, so now she released the raglan version of it because there were a lot of people asking for it, and it's just as cute as the drop shoulder one was. I am absolutely obsessed with it. The sizing goes from 35.7 to 66 inches, or around 91 centimeters to 167 centimeters. There are 10 projects on Ravelry and a lot more on Instagram, and I absolutely love how it looks on bigger sizes because it looks like such a cozy sweater. Definitely a must-have for more northern countries. Now we have some more lace, but now in the long sleeve section because we have I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it sounds like a Russian word, so I will pronounce it like a Russian word. Krisa sweater by Alexandra Solovyanyuk, made in Pru yarn sleeve fluff. Drop shoulder sweater with overall lace pattern and featuring some cables. What more can you ask for? Now, this is one of the designers where the designer themselves is on a bigger side and especially in the boobage area, so you don't really need to look for photos if you have the problem of not seeing patterns on the bigger bodies. But thanks to testers photos, you can actually see how it's going to look like if you have a smaller body and smaller boobage region, which is also very important. And I must say it looks cute literally on everybody. And it is extremely surprising because I was looking through the testers photos and the most shocking thing for me was that everybody's project looked great. Sometimes you go through the projects and there are a few photos that are not the best work ever. Not all knitters are good knitters, and that is fine. But in this case, all 22 projects look absolutely stunning. It looks like a very cozy, lightweight, blousey sweater. I would definitely wear it in spring. I'm getting more and more spring plans, and it is literally August. What is going on? And I'll also imagine matching this with also Alessandra's pouch, strawberry pouch she released last year. Stunning. Now we have a debut designer on our list with the good old hockey sweater by Mira for the Wanderers. It is a colorwork sweater made in worsted weight yarn featuring some hockey players playing on the sweater as if it was the hockey field. Hella cute, drop shoulder construction, the most classic you can go for. Size is going from 73.5 to 155 centimeters or 29 to 61 inches, but that is for your body, not the finished bust size. So this is add positive ease to that. This is your actual measurements. There are 25 projects on Ravelry, and this is the first time I've seen most of the testers use exactly the same colors as the designer, because the whole idea is that is ice where the hockey players are playing. So all the sweaters are almost the same. The only thing changing is the colors of uniforms of the hockey players. That is really fun. So congratulations on the debut pattern, and I think it's absolutely stunning for the first pattern and fun, and also thank you for being size inclusive for the very first pattern. That is very important for us in our community. And ending the long sleeve section with Mizzle and Mist cardigan by Tanya Barley. It is a cardigan with a boxy fit, and what I love about it is it looks weird. I know that doesn't sound like a good thing, right? But for me, it kinda is a good thing because it features this shape where it is not like straight lined cardigan. It goes in triangular shape with angles. And I really like how the fit looks like on different people. There are a lot of testers photos on the main page. You don't even need to go to testers projects. And since it's made in cartridge shape, it's gonna feel very squishy and very comfortable to wear, while also being quite warm, even though it's made in sport weight gauge. And the sizes go from 97.5 to 182 centimeters, or 39 to 72.5 inches. And there are 40 projects on Ravelry, so you definitely have the whole field of observation to look at this pattern before you commit to the purchase. There's also a very fun detail of a line going on the shoulders and the back, like a very, I think it's an I-cord, I'm not sure, but I think it's an I-cord, which gives it like a look of structure, and I really like that. Now, as usual, I have some scarves and shawls and also some accessories for you, but I will try to kind of rapid fire them a little bit more, otherwise we're gonna be here the whole day. Let's start with Spring Flower Scarf by Hannah Lillesim. It features a very cute flower-like lace on the scarf, but by itself it's a very basic scarf with triangular ends. It uses fingering weight yarn, and there are both charts and row by row instructions in the pattern. There are 6 projects on Ravelry, and I think it's a great gift to make to someone. Next we have Vineyard Lace Shawl by Suzanne Sommer. It's a triangular scarf in brioche with a diagonal eyelet lace. It's gonna be squishy and thick, but at the same time it's gonna be breathy because of the lace, and I kind of feel like the whole structure of it is very fitting for autumn season if you pick colors correctly. It's made in fingering weight yarn, and there's only one size option, but I kind of feel like you can adapt it. And once again, there's both charts and written out instructions, which is great for those of us who don't like to use charts. There are 8 projects on Ravelry, and all of them look hella cute. Now the next one is a free pattern from Filkalana. Filkalana usually collaborates with designers, and they make designers for Filkalana. They give out the patterns for free, but the patterns are made in the yarn from Filkalana. And they're having the whole autumn collection releasing day by day right now. And one of the patterns I really liked from this collection was the Fisherman Scarf by Maria Bach-Jensen. I heard that this season is gonna be a Fisherman Girl season. Last year it was Fish Girl Autumn. This time around apparently it's Fisherman Girl Autumn. So the trends we can already see in fast fashion are fisherman sweaters, like a lot of cables, Aran looking hardware type sweaters. So I kind of feel like it's gonna be a very on-trend scarf to make for this season, but also it looks hella cute actually. I really like it. It's a basic scarf with cables and some, is it honeycomb? I'm not sure. I can see from here. No, I think it's just cables and just like a stockinette border. But I really, really like it. And it looks like also a very universal scarf to gift knit someone because it's just like very basic. So if you know someone's favorite colors, it might be a very good idea. And it's Aran weight, so we'll knit up quickly. Aran sweater inspired Aran weight scarf. Okay, next we have the Fernfield scarf by Lisa Hannes. I am in awe with the scarf made in DK weight yarn or 2 fingering held together. It features a lot of different cables that kinda are meant to represent leaves of a fern, and it looks absolutely stunning. It looks like something you would wear as a, I don't know, forest fairy. The length is adjustable, so you kind of knit to the middle of the yarn that you have and then you start decreasing. I feel like it's also something that, even though it looks kind of like creative, you know, like and unique, at the same time, it's something that can easily fit your basic wardrobe, you know? Now, if you bought the sweater from Knitting for Olive, the cow sweater, I think it was called, or moose sweater, I don't remember, but if you got it and knit it, and now you have a cow sweater, you might consider making the Affogato scarf by Helen Wang, because, well, it's a cow pattern scarf. Made in double knitting, so you have reversible colors on each end. It is made in fingering weight yarn and also looks hella cute, but this one is definitely a stylistic choice. So it will be harder to style, but if you're a creative girly who loves fun knits, this one is for you. Now, Katharina Kunz, my goddess of double knitted scarves, came out with a new one called Shooting Star Scarf, and as usual, she is definitely not violating any copyrights with the scarf, so the scarf is absolutely not inspired by any of Ghibli movies, especially not the Howl's Moving Castle. There's just no connection to it at all. Also, it's very uniquely shaped because you have different ends, like one end is the end of the shooting star and the other one is the head of the shooting star. Both the art on the scarf is unique as always because Katharina is the queen of these double knit, like story scarves, legally distinctive from the original arts and pop culture moments. But also this time the shape of the scarf is also super unique. So this one is just like a must need for me at some point when I finish the previous scarf by Katharina Kunz that I've been working on for a few months already. Now switching to just accessories, not the scarves and shawls. The first one on my list is by my dear friend CM Knits, who you know as the designer behind the loom sweater and the gingham fruit sweater that I already showed you multiple times and you probably know it from my channel already, but she made a matching gingham bucket hat called Bestie Bucket Hat, and it is absolutely adorable. Now, the version she published, she made with the brim that is not very wavy. The previous samples she mentioned on her Instagram, though, had more wavy texture of the brim, so I need that. I will pester her to add another version of this pattern because I think we deserve both versions because it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Oh wait, it actually is inside already. I am an idiot. Yeah, she did add the flowy version of the brim. Yeah, so both of them are there. So just a fun bucket hat, probably not for this season already, but I am watching all of your videos that got inspired after my lemon jumper. I see you guys making your gingham sweaters, and I can see that gingham fatigue is hitting everybody, just like I said. So probably you will finish the sweater just in time to be able to wear a bucket hat. So maybe it is gonna be a on-time project. Next, I have a pear baggie by Skin Valley. It is a very simple bag made in bulky weight yarn, just like with one strand going through another. Why I saved it, I think this shape is one of the best shapes for a project bag that you don't necessarily put inside things. Like if you only take your project bag with you, this one is the perfect shape for a project bag because you put the strap on your hand and it is super comfy to wear. So I will definitely be needing some of these just for my projects, and I will probably also make some for my friends as well. So just my train of thought about this pattern. Now we have some fingerless gloves because every autumn I'm obsessed with fingerless gloves, and this time around is not different. It's Vogue by Lovely Megalomania. It comes in 3 sizes, and I think they are super fun. The only problem I have with them is that because of these ruffles here, it's gonna be hard to put under your coat, you know? So maybe it would be better for like early autumn when you don't really wear a coat. Or if you make one of the ponchos that are going super viral lately. Everybody's making a poncho. This might be something perfect to fit with your poncho. And it's made in DK weight, so kind of quick project. Now another small and free pattern from Celeste Knitwear. She's amazing because she's making all of her patterns free, and these are usually small accessories, and this one is no different. It's a headband that you make in DK weight yarn. It barely uses any yarn, so if you have some leftover yarn, you can make yourself a headband. And now that I have short hair, it's actually something I really am thinking about making because my hair gets everywhere and I can't use like a crab claw to hide my hair away, you know? So this one is a useful one. Okay, now we have socks. First pair of socks on my list is Squish Double-Soled Slipper Socks by Woolly Knits. Made in Aran weight yarn, it is a very thick sock that is supposed to be more like a in-house slipper than a sock, and they even suggest you put the like anti-slippery thing on the bottom of it. What I liked about this pattern is not the idea itself, because like we had different versions of socks before, right? But I really like how they made them double colored, and I am absolutely stunned by this blue and brown combo. So I just thought it's gonna be a very nice inspiration for all of you. The next one is Sea of Music by Rinske Nordelus. Stunning fingering weight socks with some music sheet details and also waves on it, and I think it's super cute. And as a musician myself, I absolutely can see myself making these for me and also for gifts. Now we have a pattern with a French name, so I am switching back to my Russian pronunciation. So it is a Chaussettes Nuit d'Automne. by Trigane. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Now, this pattern has English version, don't worry, it's just named that as French, and it features color work leg section and also really, really, really cute color work on the toe decrease section. Overall, just like very cute pattern that I really wanted to showcase. Maybe something for Socktober? Huh? It's only 1.5 months left until Socktober. That's crazy. Now, you know me, I'm obsessed with dogs. So when I saw Corgi Socks for Adults by Rose Marine, I could not just walk away from them, okay? They have corgis. Corgis. Absolutely adorable. The only problem is that it only comes in 2 sizes, 38 and 42 European size and 7.5 and 9.5 US shoe size. Not a lot of patterns, and I'm not sure it's gonna be easy to like modificate. Like if you need a bigger size, it's not a problem. You can just add more stitches in between the corgis, like between the corgi charts. But if you need a smaller section, there's already almost no empty space between the corgi faces, so not so good if you have less than 38 size. Okay? But it is so cute. So cute! The last socks on my list is Shelly Socks by Anna Zhetanovska. Absolutely stunning lace and some mock cables, if I can see correctly. The pattern only comes in Polish, but I kind of feel like it's gonna be more chart based. So if you are good with just like sock knitting, I kind of feel like you will be able to understand it even without Google Translate. But if you can't, we have Google Translate, okay? I really like the look of these. Like these look like very feminine socks and something I would love to knit because it is very engaging sock knit. I love this stuff. Now we have the miscellaneous section of our patterns. I have 4 this time around. First of all, we have Arrow Tie Dice Bag by Paige C. Pearson. Absolutely cute bag. It is so fun. And for someone who has a lot of dice bags are always a good idea, so. Oh, about my dice collection. No, it's gonna be in podcast. I will show you my dice in podcast if I don't forget. I promise. But yeah, very cute project bag and also a very good idea for a gift knit for someone who plays with dice. So D&D, Call of Cthulhu, or any other role-playing games. Another really cool pattern on the list is Able Sisters Needle Case by Manon Lefiouvre. I know the name on TikTok is like Manon Issue Fibers. I will go with that one. It is a holder for your needles, and it is actually genius because I was planning to invest into a leather holder for my needles from either Redesigned or Thread and Maple, but this one actually fixes this problem, and the problem being that when your needles are stored in your bag, they usually tend to like do chaos. You know, this kind of stops them from doing chaos. And I'm really tired of my needles poking through my project after carrying it for a day in my bag. So this one is actually genius. And it uses 50 meters or 55 yards of yarn, DK weight yarn. I'm sure everybody has these kind of leftovers to use up. Now for my gamer girls and boys, we have Pikmin by Crypt. Yes, it's Pikmin. It's a Pikmin plushie and it's free pattern. Am I on my way to make a Pikmin? Probably. I just need more time. I need 24 hours for knitting only every day. If at some point I'll stop making content, you will know that that's because I need more time to knit. And the last pattern on my list is Winterwood Pillow, which is made by Stitcherly Knits and Annette Rostel. Made in DK weight yarn, it's a Christmas-inspired, Christmas wintry, picturesque view on the pattern. It is super cozy and it's just the time to start making gift knits for Christmas if you are making some. And this looks like a very cute idea for a gift knit. It is definitely going into my bundle of perfect Christmas gifts. And that's it for today. Now I will add all other patterns that I liked into the bundle. The bundle link is in the description, and I will also showcase you the cover photos of those patterns that I did not have time to talk about today after this speech is done. So it's gonna be right after my goodbyes. And these are the goodbyes. So tell me in the comments if you liked any patterns and you are planning to add them to the queue. Hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.